nobody else. No, I ain't tryna be like nobody else. Cause I'm having too much fun trying to be myself. No, I'm not the type of chick that like to follow trends. I got a small circle, no, don't need a lot of friends. You know I gotta get this money cause I like to spend. I see you haters watching, so I just give you a grin.
How you guys doing? It's your girl I'm down. I'm here with another episode of Justheretovent. First of all, it's early in the morning, so I look a bit crusty. But I promise, I did brush my teeth. I didn't wash my face yet, though. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Alright, so I'm smoking my blunt, as y'all can see, whatever. I actually am coming to do the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I'm seeing, you know, the likes, you know, the views. I need y'all to please hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, share if you care, so you guys don't miss when I post new content. So, I'm going to be reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 3. First of all, they already getting on my nerves. Second of all, let's just get through the episode. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get through the episode. So we start off with the episode. I think Drew's having a conversation with her husband. He's talking about getting her music career back on track. All right, that's a good look. You know what I'm saying? She got a little voice on her, like I told you on my last video. We're starting to see, like, she's like, oh, we're building. And all of this whole, like, their relationship seeming like it's in such a good place is just weird and hard to watch, because we already, obviously, the people know how it ended. We know that they both filed for divorce. We know that they're not in a good space right now. So it's just like, I'm trying to see when it happened, when it took place, if we're able to see it on the show, or when we're going to start seeing it. So I guess they seem like they're in a good place. She's talking to Ralph, and they're just talking about, like, you know, what they're going to do with their career and how they're getting closer with each other. And then he made a comment, something, yeah, we like Ike and Tina. I'm like, out of all the power couples that are in the industry or the entertainment industry, Ike and Tina, to me, that was a telltale sign already right there. Like, because why would he say Ike and Tina? Even Drew herself said in her confessional, like, I'm thinking, like, Jay-Z and Beyonce, he said Ike and Tina. Right. And I ain't saying he whooping your ass, but something's going on, because that was a weird reference, even for him, you know. So, all right, cool. So, they having a conversation. It was a cute little scene. Their kids are so cute. And then I know we are going to cut to Kandi, because I can't get through every scene. I'm not, like, a good memory like that. I don't have a good memory like that. I could just tell you what happened in the episode. I know we get a scene with Kandi talking to Don Juan, and then Mayetta shows up a little bit after. And they basically just talking about, they're making a list of all the stuff Kandi got coming up. She's talking about being an executive producer on Ty's project. She was saying, like, she didn't want to be the lead role because people was going to assume she was the lead just because she was the executive producer. Which, obviously, yeah, that's true. That is what people is going to assume, obviously. She got the power, like, oh, that's the only reason that's the only way she can get a lead is if she's funding the movie herself, you know, that type of thing. So, I understand the perspective she wants to see it from. Don Juan is, like, telling her, like, hey, make sure you're doing as much as you expecting Ty to do, you know, holding her accountable. And I see that why she got Don Juan on her team, because he a real nigga. He might be sometimes, you know, messy, you know what I'm saying, but he's a good friend to her. He's a good business partner with her. He's helping her. He's taking good care of her. He's giving her good advice. It seems like he's not just going to tell her whatever she want to hear, and she definitely needs people like that around her, because other people not going to tell her what she want to hear. I mean, other people is going to tell her what she want to hear because they want something from her. Don Juan know that he's solid. His place is there. He in the will. He doing the transference of the funds, all that. We know we got about that, all that last season. So, you know, yeah. I fuck with Don Juan. But, so they having a conversation. Then she writing a list down of all of the stuff that she got to take care of. And then she was like, dang, my list getting long. She's trying to make more time for Ty and his projects and put forth the effort with him. And I think that that's a good look on her. So then Mayetta walks in, and then they get to the discussion about BravoCon or whatever. And Mama Joyce, I love Kandi's mom as far as how protective she is of her child, and how much she loves her child, and how much she is not afraid to go to bat for her child. I'm leading with that for a reason. Mama Joyce was saying some negative things at BravoCon again about Ty. And it's like, when are you going to stop, Mama Joyce? She's not divorcing them. They're not breaking up. You're doing all of this for naught. They got 2 kids together, your grandkids. You talking about their dad like he ain't shit consistently. Riley calling Kandi. Kayla calling on Todd to tell them about their grandma, of all people. Come on, Mama Joyce. I ain't gonna read you. I know I don't want nobody to come kill me. But do better. Because you too old to be playing these reindeer games. For real. So they having that discussion. Kandi just basically saying she's tired of her mom coming for Todd. Like, when is it going to stop? At this point, she's just saying she's over it. You know, Don Juan feels like the same way. Mayetta's like, well, have you said something to her? Have you let her know, express how you feel about this and how this makes you feel? And she's basically saying, like, yeah, she did do all of those things, but basically her mom just don't care. You know, and it does seem like her mom don't care, because it's like her main thing and why she's upset, I'm assuming, because she just don't want Todd to get no money from her. I guess she feels like that's going to lessen whatever Kandi's going to do for her. Kandi clearly takes very good care of her family. She would never leave her mom. I'm sure she's going to be taking good care of her mom if something ever happened to her. So I don't know what the whole motive is at this point, because it's like Todd is showing that he's also adding to her situation. So why you can't just give him his respect for that? You know, and I feel like if I was Kandi, I would be in a real tight spot, because, like, you know, when my mom was here, I was real close to my mom. And if this was like the same situation between me and my husband, I got to put my husband first. Not because I don't love my mom, but because I owe him at least that. We is married. We're laying in the same bed. We're sharing a union. We took vows. Like, I can't just be letting my mom disrespect you. Because then what am I saying? Like, that it's okay for you to be disrespected by people in my family? What if your family did that to me? I wouldn't like it. You know, so yeah, they need to get that worked out. So I see where we heading this season, that's going to be their storyline, you know, marital problems, hiccups, and, you know, she is trying to, you know, get one step closer to having that EGOT. And I respect Kandi. She's a grinder. She's a hustler. Now we get to the scene, I think we back at Drew house or something like. Oh, we get to a Marlo scene. She driving in the car. I think she's going somewhere to go pick something else up with her nephews. And I don't know about y'all, but it feels like them nephews is being forced to say stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't seem like they wanted to say, yes, she doing better, or that they like the life coach. I just feel like she's making them say that. I'm not saying that it's true. I'm saying that that's what it appears like. It's feeling that way, you know, so I don't know. I guess we're going to see a little bit more about her storyline, which I keep telling you, no shade to the nephews. She's just boring. They should have kept her a friend of, no one is interested in your life. You clearly don't have anything going on but this show. That's obvious. You know what I'm saying? Even Stevie Wonder could see that shit. All right, so I had to go be a mom real quick. So I'm back to finish my review. So basically, the last thing I was talking about was Marlo or whatever, and her boring life, and how she is not bringing anything since she's gotten this piece. She's actually feel like she's bringing less, and everything seems to be wrapped up in her Kandi with drama. That's your only storyline. But I guess because she's the highest paid, they call themselves making her work. But you just look like a hater. You just look like somebody that is basically thirsty, like how the lady Courtney is, who I'm definitely going to get to in a little while. Okay, so yeah, let's stay tuned for that. Now we get to a scene with Kenya, and she's, you know, running her business for her Kenya Moore hair care, and she has some employees. She's all talking in the confessionals like, you know, she likes to help out the youth and she has a soft spot. But they cut to her while she's saying that, basically being all super negative, excuse me, y'all, being all super like aggressive and cursing them them interns and them workers out, which I'm sure she probably underpaying them. She feel like she can because they young and they probably naive and they probably looking for opportunity and they looking for to be next to somebody that, you know, is doing something and is in the limelight. People always trying to get they, you know, ride somebody's coattails. So I see that from both perspectives. She probably is giving them an opportunity, but I do feel like, Kenya, you could be a little bit more nice. Just because you paying them they little wages that you think is something don't mean that you could treat them like however you want. But it's what up. She's bossing up, and I like that. She's been bossed up, but she's bossing up even more. She got some more her stuff into some more stores, so that's what's up. So we get to see a little bit of her running her life from her little office or whatever. So that was a cute little scene. Now we get back to Drew's house, I believe. Now this what really irked me. What irked me, all right, so now all of a sudden Ralph found out at Sayan's husband's birthday party. Now mind you, y'all grown as hell. Y'all ain't never knew or heard of one another. Now all of a sudden y'all kissing cousins. Now I'm not saying that they lying about being related, But is it me, or when she came to their house, did it almost look like he grazed her butt? Or am I tripping? Am I seeing stuff? Y'all go back and watch that scene when she get there and they hug and see if his hand don't slide down or graze. But I think that I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. I know she rubbed his back or his shoulder, but I didn't think anything was intimate with that. But I definitely felt like the hand grazed. But like I said, I don't know, because they were showing it from that angle for a reason. I feel like they was trying to let us see the graze. That's what it looked like to me. I don't care what nobody say. So she come in all thirsty. Now, before y'all judge what I'm about to say, because y'all already know how people get, oh, she can't control, this is something wrong with her. Does Courtney have like a facial tic? I'm getting the vibe that maybe she had a stroke before. That's not funny. Yo, don't laugh. I swear, if you laugh at that, you is not right. And I shouldn't have even said it, but I couldn't help myself. But I don't know if she has like some facial thing going on, because it's like always seems like she's talking like out of the side of her mouth at points. So I don't know. Tell me if y'all noticed that. Or is it just me? Am I the only one that noticed that about Courtney? So her and Ralph, they cousins. So Drew all hype, being, you know, the pressed person that she is all like, you know, inviting her in. And, you know, she heard from Ralph about the argument that they had. And then she also mentioned it to Courtney. Courtney was just like, oh, I'm over it. Like, you know, I don't care about it no more. So I'm like, all right, okay. Then Drew, messy Drew, child. Like, messy go sit... Wait, but before I get to how she messy, right? So Candace, y'all know her from Real Housewives of Potomac. Y'all know she trying to get her little singing career popping off or whatever. So she calls Drew on FaceTime, you know, getting her little camera time. She know good and well Drew was filming. Drew probably already had texted her before and told her to hit her up. Y'all know how they do, okay? They be doing all that stuff behind the scenes, trying to make it seem like it's authentic. It's not. But Drew had said that he had went on vacation at one point, celebrated their anniversaries together with their husbands. There was one trip, and that they've seen each other and they've always been friendly. She considers her a friend. All right, cool. We got the little no history, but it was supposed to be history. All right, cool. We got the history lesson on them. Candace calls her on FaceTime and says that she was trying to get Shamari to be the guest to our show, because she's on like a little small tour, and that she was going to be in Atlanta. So instead she invites Drew to come and be her guest, since Shamari couldn't make it. Cool. Some good news, because, you know, as we know, Drew is trying to get back into her singing career, and any exposure is good exposure at this point when it comes to her vocals. Now, messy Drew, like I said, she goes and she calls Kandi after the situation, and I'm sorry, because this had me in tears, because Kandi was not here for the bullshit. She was like, yeah, you know, Drew's cousin, no, she was like, Ralph's cousin is here, and tried to show Kandi the phone to Courtney, and Kandi was just like, bitch, in the confessional was like, why would why would you call me? You know, we already had a situation, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you being messy, as usual, messy Drew, but acting like she don't know what's going on. She's a mess. So finally, Drew get to the real reason of why she called, basically telling her, like, you know, Candace had just told her to come to the show. She was inviting Kandi to the show, and, well, Kandi was saying, like, she knows she won't come out to support. You know, Kandi will show up. So she said she was going to come out to support her, so they had that conversation. And Kandi was just like, you know, girl, call me back, like, on some shit, like, bitch, stop playing me. You fucking tried it, but don't try it again, because you know who the fuck I am and how I play, and I don't play. So, all right, cool. So that shit had me dying, though, because Drew, like, why would you do that? Like, y'all know the whole storyline was saying, yeah, her and her husband trying to work on having a baby. You know, she's having her family issues. Her family is ready to jump ship and, you know, kind of like disperse, move out on their own, do their own thing. You know, they're starting to resent her because I think that she has them all on payroll. So that can get kind of sticky when you have family and money involved, as we all know, as well as friends and money involved. Like, it can get to a sticky situation. So those are my thoughts on that situation with Drew being messy with her newfound cousin, Courtney, child. A mess. I ain't saying that they doing nothing, but I don't know. It's just a mess. Y'all ain't first cousins, second or third. Y'all probably like 10th cousins, or 1/10 of a goddamn cousin. Like, yeah, y'all parents probably really, y'all generational older than y'all, probably just grew up together. Oh, I'm cracking myself up. So I think we had a scene where I know we all getting ready for I know Drew. Oh, I forgot the scene with Sheree. She's forgettable. She also didn't get in the whole episode because I think she was under the weather from what they saying during this part of the filming. But at the beginning of the episode, I know they had a little meeting. They was talking at Sheree's house. It was Sanya, Marlo, and Sheree. So I felt like, of course they mentioned the things about Kandi. Of course, they always talking about her. She's always a topic of discussion and things that took place. I just feel like they need to just find a new topic. Sheree, you need to focus on your website. That needs to be your center of attention right now. Saying your work on what you got going on, and just like stop talking about this lady, because she is not worried about y'all, okay? And that's it. Their scene was boring because they're kind of boring, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to root for Sanya, but she's starting to get on my nerves because I just feel like she's not being transparent all the time. And let me find out, she's starting to be a little bit of a bone carrier. Yeah, so then we get to the scene. Where are they? All right, so everybody's coming out to come see Drew sing or whatever, be the guest. So everybody showed up, including Sanya. And her and Drew don't really get along. They got some beef that they got going on with each other, and I felt like they're trying to get it together, so that's cool. So I'm appreciative of that, but I just feel like, I don't know, they just seem like frenemies. You know what I'm saying? They really just seem like they are perfect to be frenemies. That's how they seem to me. So moving on from that, they all come out to see her. They look nice. Mayetta comes out. I think Marlo gets there before Mayetta. Kandi was just paying her dust. Basically, was like, hi. Then when Sanya get there, she was like, so what's going on? We just not speaking to Marlo. But Sanya, why is you sitting here acting like you don't know that Kandi is beefing with Marlo, and you know that her and Kenya don't get along, and like, why are you acting like you were not here last season? Why are you acting like that? Because she was like, oh, nobody's speaking to Marlo. But yeah, so like I said, Sheree didn't make it to the performance because she's sick, allegedly, or whatever. They're gonna show her house with thunder and lightning. They is a mess. So any freaking way, they having a discussion. Mayetta's basically telling her, she was like, they cut back to a scene from last season where Marlo was basically taking a dig at Mayetta, saying that she came out because Kandi forced her to, or she only do what Kandi, upon orders of Kandi, like basically saying like, Mayetta don't move to the beat of her own drum, or she don't got her own mind, and she do whatever Kandi tell her. They always trying to say that. All of Kandi friends are manipulated by her, and she's telling them everything of what to do. So, Mayetta it just got back to her, I guess, so she got wind of it, so she's letting it be known, like, okay, yeah, I was like a quiet church mouse last season, but that's because I was trying to fill y'all out, but don't ever get it twisted, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, no, that's fake, I ain't fake, I'm gonna let you know, like, whatever. So they sit down. So here go the funny part. So Drew brings everybody out, like she done called the church, her pastor, her husband there supporting her. She backstage, her and Candace have their little moment together. Candace comes out with this little one piece on that was not tight, and I was upset about that. I was real upset about that freaking large onesie. I was angry about it. Okay, and when I seen it, I'm just like, Candace, now we thin girls, they got skin tight stuff now. I'm not saying everything gotta be skin tight, but it definitely doesn't need to look like you're drowning in it. I was mad at you, Candace. We were all rooting for you. For real though, that shit pissed me the fuck off. But so they backstage, they all sitting there, they waiting. So then she announces that, she got a special guest. Drew comes out there. Not only does Drew come out there singing freaking La 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 Bass, she ain't say nothing. She was only on stage for like 5 seconds. You blink, you could have missed it. I'm not even lying. That's for real. Like, if you blink, you could have missed it. And I understand, she just getting her feet wet. But I feel like if I was Drew, I would have felt like Candace was trying to play me. Like, because you ain't going to have me. I know this your show and this your concert, but you supposed to let me get 2 minutes of my song, or even give me more ad-libs, because it was not given. But, she got a nice voice. She sounded good for the couple notes that she did sing, But, they all was talking trash in the confessionals. Kenya, all of them, like, Sanya said, I ran something faster than that, or took me longer, or something she was saying. She made a little joke. I was just like, because I was also disappointed, like, Drew, now you be trying it, girl. Every time I try to give you an inch, you take a goddamn mile each time, girl. But that shit had me crying. But either way, it's still a step in the right direction. It's progressing. She's trying to get her music career back off the ground. So, you got to start somewhere. You can't always start at the top. Sometimes you got to start at the bottom and work your ass the fuck back up. Okay? That's just the way that shit go. Now, we get from that scene, they go backstage, or they talking, and... couple of topics start to come up, you know. So then Sanya brings up like, yeah, this took place. You were saying that the people that she brought to the event were ghetto, and you know, Courtney was like, yeah, I did say that they were ghetto. She was like, but I doubled down. Then I also said that that's okay. I like the ghetto, you know. I'm ghetto, you know. And then like Kandi's just laughing, looking up in the air like, girl, bye. Now you trying to change the story. You was saying something else. Now you saying something else. So she over it, okay. But it's like with Sanya, let me find out you about to be the new bone carrier. But I do at least respect that Sanya did in that moment seem like she was having Kandi's back, because she spoke up and said it again in front of Courtney, like, this is what I said, because she damn sure was teeter-tottering when Kandi was asking her what she said when they was all together. I'm just saying, you know, but maybe she felt more safe and she knew that she was on the right side at that particular moment. She needed to be on the side of right, which was with Kandi in that moment. So Courtney's still getting all hype, and Kenya was like, I don't understand why you doing all the rah-rah. Maybe that's why we're not understanding your point, you know. And I was surprised at Kenya because she kept it calm, she kept it cool. But then Mayetta stepped up and was saying something to Marlo like, you know, you was saying that I can't come out or say something on my own, or I'm being, you know, Kandi is telling me what to do. And she was like, I didn't appreciate that because you smiling all up in my face and you talking about me behind my back. That's fake. And Marlo was real calm because, you know, everybody know who to get buck with and who not to get buck with. And in that moment, Marlo tried to act like she was just like so overwhelmed with other stuff. And no shade to her nephews passing away, her nephew passing away, getting killed a few years ago. We cannot control grief or when it strikes or when we might have moments of remembrance of that, or what is a triggering for us when it comes to grief. Grief doesn't have a time limit on it. However, Marlo was going overboard, but like I said, Mayetta checked her ass, and she was just sitting there looking like, oh, do you have anything else to say to me, beautiful? Yeah, bitch, keep it cute. And then Mayetta was like, girl, bye. And Kenya, the Kenya laugh had me cracking up, because she wasn't laughing at her, but it was like, yeah, bitch. Like, that shit was so woo, that shit was funny. Like, yeah, Marlo, sit your fucking goofy ass down. And then we cut to, I guess, the situation they're arguing. Oh, so they bring up Drew tries to act all slow and starts trying to bring up the situation with at Kandi restaurant, child, like with the shooting at Blaze. You know, her cousin Melvin got shot, and you know the producers also tried to do that last episode. I almost burned myself. So bam, they tried to bring that up. So she was like, it's a private matter. And that shit set Marlo off. Marlo was pissed off like, it's a private matter. You always trying to be, if I can't do this, if Kandi's not going to talk about her life. Kandi does talk about her life. She told you about the play that got canceled, people she had to fire, money she lost, money she couldn't pay out, money they lost. The way her mom has that relationship with Ty, the situation about the child support with her husband, those are all not positive images. I don't feel like she's trying to shy away from stuff, but if something is a current legal matter and you can't discuss it because maybe they'll use anything you say against you, and that's an open legal case, I understand why she doesn't want to talk about it. So that gets into an uproar. So she's like, why you don't want to talk about your life? And Kandi was like, okay, well, let's talk about the girl that you cut in the face, which had me cracking up because I'm like, yo. And she was like, in her confessional, Marla was like, you know, she wants to talk about something that happened 23 years ago. Granted, I do understand that because that is super, super old. Super old. And this is kind of something that is trending. It was all over the news. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like something they're not going to want to inquire about, or ask about, or have you talk about on the show. So I understand the perspective, but I also understand, like, it wasn't that deep for you, Marlo, to sit there and be going to the point where you going to stop filming. Like, who give a damn? The show is not going to stop if you off. And honestly, if you were off, no one would even notice. Even when you're here, you're not present. So, and you're boring. So you don't have anything going on. So I don't understand, like, Marlo, you was doing too much. I feel like she's premenopausal, or she is going through menopause. Something's going on because she's acting erratic to me. She's cursing Drew out. She's, I guess, being triggered about the violence that's going on in Atlanta. Allegedly, that she's, that's her trigger. And that, I'm not saying that she's lying or she's fake or her feelings are invalid. I'm just saying, like, sometimes people do things out of convenience. People do things to portray a certain image. That's how I feel that this is going right now. So I'm not really feeling how she's acting. It's annoying. And then she sat there and like screamed in Drew's face like, my nephew is dead, bitch, you know. And she got a right to be upset, but it's like, don't take your anger out onto her or yell in her face. You ain't had that same energy when Mayetta was just about to slap the shit out you and check your ass, but you want to be coming down on her because she's short, she's small, and you felt like she was an easier target. And again, I say people know who to try and who not to try. So she goes out there, she's still talking out there in the street, and you know, they kind of end the episode that way. I did see the preview of next week's episode, so I'm excited. I see that this is going to be a slow building situation. They had like to come out with the boom, with the argument with Kandi, because we would have never thought that was episode 1. And then we got a little mellow episode. This is kind of like a little mixture of both, some drama here, some little droppings here and there. So I'm excited to see what else is going to be going on for this season. And definitely next episode, I'm going to be reviewing that one as well. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe. Obviously, hit the like button, the notification bell, share if you care. Leave a comment. Tell me your thoughts about the episode. And I'm going to see you guys in the next joint.